The time is 6 p.m. Pelican Rapids City Council meeting of 26 August 2025 is called to order. I've asked those in our council chambers, you please sign the clipboard by the back door before you leave this evening, and also everyone please put their phones on vibrate. Roll call of members. Danielle.
Councilmember Steve Strand.
Here.
Councilmember Shelley Demrier.
Here.
Councilmember Kurt Markgraf.
Here.
Councilmember Don Perrin.
Here.
And Mayor Brent Frazier.
Here, I want to welcome each and every one of you, those in our council chambers, those joining us by Zoom this evening. Also remember our city council meetings are on the Pelican Rapids YouTube channel and also on channel 14 on Wednesday evening. I just have a couple announcements for the next couple of weeks. This coming Monday, September 1st is Labor Day. City offices will be closed, and our next city council meeting is slated for Tuesday, September 9th, 6 p.m. here in city council chambers. Any other announcements? Any other announcements? Hearing none, if we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Anyone here for citizens' comments? I do not see anybody unless someone has any comments they'd like to direct to the council. Okay, seeing none. Item number 3, additions, deletions to the agenda. Any additions or deletions? I have none.
What?
Any additions or deletions? Hearing none, is there a motion to accept the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Motion second. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Item number 4, approval of consent agenda. Item number 4A is approval of council minutes from August 12th, 2025. 4B is approval of accounts payable listing. 4C1 is utility report, which is in the packet. 4C2 is liquor store report, which is in the packet. 4C3 is a police report, which is in the packet. Item number 4 should be D is 206 Southeast 3rd Avenue, parcel number 760099029400. Amount due $5,500.65 due to repair of clogged sewer line. Amount due $208.35 portable toilet rental. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved, with the correction of item D being changed to D.
Correct. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion second. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Item number 5 is Berry variance, and we have John Waller here from the Planning Commission who's going to speak to that item. John? There was also a resolution and an agreement that was handed out this evening on your desk.
You have the map of where he's. So what Nathan Berry wants to do is, in his neighborhood there, he wants to build a shed and a house here, but he wants to build the shed first. According to our ordinances, you have to build the house first. But he wants to build the shed so he has a place to put his building materials, because he didn't do a lot of the work himself. And a few of the neighbors that are in there came, and they didn't have any problem with what he's planning to do. Originally, our lawyer came up with 18 months, but we negotiated with him to give him 24 months to get substantial completion of the house so they can get in. Because we thought, move in January was a little rough on them. And they're gonna have right here's gonna be the driveway to come out, and they have everything that's not in that U shape there is their property, all, I think it's 35 acres, I think. And they were totally agreeable to whatever, and if they don't get, within the 2 years, if they don't get the house substantially completed, then the city comes in and takes the garage, or the shed down.
Gives him an opportunity to take it down, correct? If I read that right?
The city comes in and takes it down, and
If he doesn't do it within
But he
30
has so
days.
much, he has time.
30
to take
days,
it
I
down.
think it says in here.
Yes.
Yeah. And then if he doesn't, the city takes it out at his expense.
yeah.
Did he say how big the shed was gonna be?
There's a picture of it there.
36 by 48.
Okay.
And it's just got the one entrance and one garage door.
So it's a finished product, it'll stay there after the house is
Yeah.
built? Okay. Any questions for Mr. Waller? Or Mr. Strand?
We talked about it last night at planning, and if that was a lot down a smaller area, it's a whole different deal. But in this case, it works, so.
The only thing, there really isn't anything other than the neighbors there, and they didn't seem to have any problems with it.
Okay.
He doesn't have any intention of sleeping in it.
Didn't sound like it.
They have a house right now outside of town, so as they're building, they're gonna stay living there and then sell their other house.
The shed won't have water or sewer, correct?
Not, well,
Sound like it.
I don't, he didn't.
I mean, not after he puts it up, probably when the house is built?
Well, we didn't ask that, so
Okay.
I don't know.
That goes along with your question, is he gonna be living there? But if he has a house close by
Yeah,
him?
they've got another house, just out on 108 east out there, so.
Okay. Any other questions for John? Are we looking for two motions, one for the resolution, one for the agreement, or is it all handled in one?
I would like two, please.
Two of them? Which one do you want first?
The resolution.
Okay.
I move to accept the resolution number 2025-20.
Second?
Motion second, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Then we go on to the agreement between Nathan Berry and the city of Pelican Rapids. There is a motion to accept this agreement.
I move to accept the agreement.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion second, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Anything else, John? Okay, thank you kindly. Item number 6 is 2026 Fire Department budget. I know we have the chief here, Chad Hansen. Anything you would like to say to this budget before we start talking about it? Nothing has changed from,
A lot's changed, I guess.
no, but I mean, since it was printed?
Since we looked at it.
Since we looked at it, no.
Okay.
Questions for me?
Yeah, any questions for the chief?
They didn't get a chance, I just handed it out to them before the meeting, so they really haven't had a chance to look at it all that much.
So a big question is obviously the spike. Going from makeup of that will be the sale of the old truck. Natural. The townships in the city should be the same as last year. progress on that, Danielle?
Should be, yep. I can just start going through it a little bit. A majority of the expenses didn't change. I'll just start with the expense part of it. The expenses didn't change for the most part. Moved some stuff around for like 210 and 220 and dropped it down just a little bit, but that's just a difference of the way the previous fire chief coded things and the way he's coding things for the most part. That's why I kind of switched some numbers around there. Otherwise, communication went down a little bit. That's in part because of the new phone system that we've got, and we're all splitting it between all of the departments now. Insurance stayed the same. Public utilities came down a little bit. R&M service went up a little bit. Pretty much everything's staying the same. The lease payments are exact, and then I have on there, I have a lot more information, I guess, up there. You can see I have a couple different years worth of information up there. And then in the comments, I have what some of those expenses make up to. But then you can see that like the last few on there are the lease payments and the last years of those. That Rescue 1 was a new payment this year, and it was paid for from the Gotcha. Yeah, and so it was paid for with funds we already had on hand. And then next year, the plan is to pay for it from the sale of the Rescue 1 that we have now. We just haven't sold that yet, so that's the majority of what the difference in the increase in the expenses is that you're seeing right now. But then you'll see that in 2026, there's another truck lease expense that'll go off, and then that 43,000 will basically go off, and that 60,000 will still stay there. So there shouldn't be much of an increase next year in the budget, because that 43 will go towards that $60,000 payment too. So there is an increase in the expenses, but then you can also see that there is an increase in the revenues because of the sale of Rescue 1. I only put 50,000 in there because he said that that's the minimum that he'll take, but we're anticipating getting more than that. The more that we get for that, the less that the townships are gonna have to pay the city for all of the expenses. So then that'll just make the number go down, so. Any questions for me or for Shad?
Daniel, there was some digits missing on this handout. Rescue number 1 replacement is that 2030?
2031.
And how about the next one down below that, 20 what?
2027.
Okay. Any questions for Danielle or the chief?
So the actual, we're about halfway through, the actual revenue,
For the
25.
5. Yeah, so fire is a little bit different. What we do is, so the city cash flows all the expenses. When we set the budget, I'm gonna get it mixed up now. We set the budget, and then in September, we bill the townships for a portion of the budget that was set. And that's based on 3 years worth of fire calls, their building value, their land value. It's just, it's this whole big spreadsheet that we have that we figure it all out. So that's what the city/township receipts. And then once that year has finished and we have the actual expenses in, then in February, we bill them for the rest of what's left on that budget. So right now, that 130,000 that we got is finishing up the 2024 budget. So that was finishing up the 2024 actual expenses. So after we set this budget, we will bill them for the first half of it. Does that kind of make sense?
Something like calculus?
A little bit. And then the fire call receipts, that one changes so much from year to year just because that's based on fire calls and stuff. So like this year, we've had actually a lot of fire calls compared to other years. Normally, I budget right around 13,000, 14,000 because that's normally what it's at. But for this year, we've had quite a few fire calls already. So.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions? Any other questions? Would someone like to make a motion to approve the 2026 fire department budget?
I'll make a motion to approve the 2026 fire department budget.
Second? Motion second, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Anything else, chief? Okay.
Old truck should go on sale here probably in the next month. New truck should be in service here, hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
Thank you. Item number 7 is bill discussion. Danielle is going to talk to that.
Yeah, so I find from month to month that I have a handful of bills. And of course, I only thought this month to write a few down, but I know it's like Park Region, the press, RVIG, that they seem to come in right after I've sent everything out for the council meeting. So that by the time the next council meeting comes around, I've already incurred late charges and finance fees. So I was wondering if council would be okay if I could just go ahead and those ones that I knew I would accrue finance charges on before the next meeting, go ahead and pay those beforehand and then just add them onto the bill listing, letting you guys know that I have paid them already to avoid finance charges. RVIG's every single month because it's always due the 3rd, and I think I get it around, I always get it late, so.
These are mostly utility billings?
Most of them, and like the press is one too that I usually get around, I think I got it, we send out the packets usually on Thursday, and I think I got it like Wednesday before, and that's usually our cutoff to turn in bills is usually Tuesday, and so I think I got it Wednesday, and then now by the time the next council meeting comes around, it'll already be too late. So there's just a handful of them, and it's usually ones that come out right. Yeah. Sometimes it's the credit card too, but I usually try to pay that one twice a month too.
So you would list those on the bill listing, we get those that are already paid?
Yeah, I still list them.
Yeah, okay.
So you'd know which ones are getting paid and stuff.
Council?
Makes sense. That's not an accounting problem or anything when we get audited?
Do you ever do ACH on those types of things?
No, not for business. I like the control of mailing out the check. I don't know personally, I do it for everything. I don't know why, as far as with the city. There's a little more control and but I could, I mean, if that's the way council wants me to go, I can.
Now, I always found that it helps you
Oh,
not miss, it
yeah,
just,
for sure,
it's
for sure.
automatic and,
Oh,
you know, the city water bill comes out automatically.
Yeah.
we would still see them on the bill listing? Okay.
I think that would be good, and then it would make life easier. You wouldn't have to worry about that.
I don't trust those systems. I mean, everybody has your checking account, routing number, and your money can just go boom. What do you
Well,
think?
these are legitimate companies, though. This is who we use every month, so
Yeah, but
it's-
if somebody breaks in here and grabs the information,
Well, the police department take care of them. I don't know, there's a lot to be worried about with online stuff, but ACH, I mean, it's just, they automatically take it out, and they have it, and it's just them.
Danielle, do you know what those would include, which billings, if they're automatic?
Well, RVIG would be one of them.
Yeah.
I'm not certain if,
Otter Tail?
I mean, I could do all the utilities and stuff like that. I'm not certain if all of them that I have issues with have them, like, I don't know if the press does or anything, like that, or, like the Park Region gas bill, I'm not sure if they do an ACH or not, but,
We know the press doesn't, I don't believe.
yeah.
We could approve Danielle's request, and then she could look into what accounts could be automatically paid. Would that work, Danielle?
so Mayor, a few years ago, a customer put a bunch in that I didn't, wasn't mine. A few days later, they took it out, and they don't have to tell you or anything. That's a creepy system.
Well, she'll do a little investigating there. So right now, we're looking for a motion for her to pay
For her to
checks.
Pay them in the interim
Yeah.
and then look into ACHs.
And they'll be listed on the bill listing.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, is there motion second?
Second.
Motion second, discussion? 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 Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Item number 8 is rental housing ordinances, and there was actually 2 documents in your packet, and I believe both Danielle and Lance are going to speak to that.
The ordinance committee has been going through the rental ordinance. So the first page in their packet is this kind of our revised checklist of what our inspector will look at. Did a lot of talking about what should be inspected, because a lot of times now when the chief is going out and doing these nuisance letters for the nuisance properties, he's finding that a lot of them are actual rental houses. So in an effort to kind of address all these issues, we looked at updating this checklist, which could help address those issues each time we're doing these inspections as well. We'll be looking at adding a little bit of language and stuff, or a little bit of tweaking to this list, adding some information and things, but this is the main guts of the inspection. And there was not much that we changed in the actual ordinance itself. It does have some pretty good teeth on reinspection and things like that. Main things we did that we changed were some grammar things and just changing the city clerk to a city administration like we have in a lot of other ordinances. The main change would be just the timing of the inspections and the when the inspections are due, and maybe you want to explain more on that
Yeah,
part.
I'm gonna drag Todd into this one too, though, so, because he's part of our ordinance committee. So right now, the rental housing year follows the calendar year. And a lot of the outside stuff you cannot see because it's snow-covered, or roofs too are snow-covered. And so we talked about changing the year so that you can see the yard more and see the condition of the house more. And so we talked about changing it from, to go from August 1st to July 31st. So that way, the majority of the inspections can be done during the summer months. And we can get those, hopefully, rental properties that are reoccurring nuisances, cleaned up and taken care of. The thought is that we'll do our normal, what we do this year, and then in April, start over again. And then that'll go, and so this license that you get now at the end of December would be good from January 1st until July 31st. And we don't, it's not, it's gonna cost people $20 a few months early, is basically what it's gonna be. But, we're just trying to get people to take a little more pride in their rental houses.
Inspections are every 3 years, so it won't, the
Yeah.
change in timing won't affect that really. I mean, there's a set of inspections that'll take place this fall, but it'll be different ones that'll be inspected now, starting April, basically, so.
Conversations with the inspector pointed in the direction that some of the things on the list, even the old list, weren't really able to be inspected because of the season. This new timeframe would allow that to happen. In fact, it would possibly also address some of the nuisance issues that the inspector might go out and see. So it would really help with that process. And as Danielle was saying, it's quality of life and safety issues here that we're trying to crack down on and make sure this property is better managed.
Council have any questions? Any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve the rental housing ordinance, which was in your packet?
I'll move to approve the renting housing ordinance.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion? 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 Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 9 is City Attorney RFP. Lance?
Yeah, so there's been some talk on just it's a healthy thing to do, maybe to send out an RFP for attorney services every so often. There's no real huge issues with any of our with our city attorney or with the prosecuting attorney, but one thing that has kind of come up in a small town, our local city attorney is kind of getting conflicted out of some issues where we can't use her. We don't know if that's gonna become more of an issue as she builds clients and things in the area. But we're just looking for a conversation on, do you think it's a good idea to send out a request for proposal? The last time it was done was back in 2021 is when we did it. Any discussion on, do you think it's a good idea? Are you happy with what we have, or what direction would you like us to go?
Well, it sounds like we have more, we don't have the conflict, but the attorney has the conflict because she's representing somebody else.
Or the firm is, correct, yep.
Yeah. I don't think it ever hurts to go out for bids and see what's available.
I think that's a good idea.
And last time it was just the city attorney that the RFP was for, but the chief is on board for putting it out there for both the city attorney and the prosecuting attorney.
Both of them? Okay.
So as part of the RFP, I've talked to Lance about it. I'd like it to, RFP that kind of specifies some different billing processes than what we've got right now.
Right. Any questions from the council? If not, is there a motion to put out RFPs for the city attorney and prosecuting attorney?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion second, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, motion carried. Item number 10, administrator report. Lance?
This is the last meeting. Attended a department head meeting, attended an ordinance committee meeting, attended the weekly 59 one-way construction and public meetings, met with the budget committee and went through the fire department budget, and then met again and went through the preliminary draft of the 26 general budget. City engineer Bob Schliemann and Brian and I met with MnDOT officials about the limited use permit for the Highway 59 South recreational trail. Bob, Danielle, and I met with Peter Bradshaw of the PFA and discussed the funding for the 59 108 project. Attended a webinar on Minnesota's new paid leave law coming into effect January 1st. Attended the Pinewood Estates open house. Attended a planning commission meeting. Met with the mayor and People Service and Jenny O to discuss the SIU agreement. And then I worked on editing that SIU agreement and some changes to Chapter 4 in the city ordinance. And met with the LES. We met with LELS for our second negotiation meeting today. Any questions?
Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, Lance. Item number 11, mayor's report, a few items in the last couple of weeks. Authored a letter in support for the use of Pelican Rapids. It was to a group called the Youth Agency in Action. Attended an ordinance meeting here at City Hall, also attend Pelican Rapids Fire Department budget meeting, also Pelican Rapids general budget meeting. Attended a street staff meeting here at City Hall, also facilitated street meeting at the library, attended emergency management summit meeting here at City Hall with Chief Quaitance on the 15th of August. Met with Tyler Alf of Pelican Valley Senior Living regarding their project and construction work there, and also our street project. Produced 2 street videos with EDA Director Grossman. Attended the Ottertail County Housing Convening Zoom meeting here at City Hall. Also attended the open house and ribbon cutting for the Pinewood Estates neighborhood party and area social. Met with Administrator Roysum yesterday to plan the agenda for this afternoon, and met with Jenny O and Administrator Roysum and People Service regarding their SIU agreement with the city, and also attended the police labor negotiation meeting here at City Hall with Councilman Mark Raff and Administrator Roysum. Any questions?
Thank you.
Seeing no other business, or a motion to adjourn? Second?
Second.
Motion second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
So this